Welcome back everybody, it's been a while. My name is Wix, back with episode 9. The car is home, let's check out the final fab work. Hey, welcome back everybody. Finally got the car home from Stix's place after all the fab work. So what we're going to do is check out what he's done. So what has he done? He's installed the turbo, created a new turbo mount with a drain pipe attached to it, plumbed the twin wastegates in it, hooked them up to the headers, plumb back, and a new 3.5-inch exhaust with a muffler on it. So yeah, let's go have a look. Alright, so far this is what we've got. Mounted turbo, exhaust down, wastegates installed, and with a plumb back. So it's not really much talking needed to be said. Nice new turbo mount down there with the drain pipe, which will go down to the back of the head somewhere. Still yet to do an oil feed, but that will come off this fitting at the back of the head, which is currently feeding the AVCS, but I've actually got the wrong fitting. I need a fitting that will have two, where I can put two hoses on it. So this has come off my old head that only has one line, which is usually a turbo line, but this AVCS being the extra line, so I need to change that fitting. Yeah, 3.5-inch stainless exhaust mounted to the back of the engine. We decided to put two threads in it, one for the air fuel and air fuel wideband that I'm still yet to get. This one I'll just plug off with a bung, and when I take it for tuning, they can, if they need to hook something in, they can just take the bung out and hook that one in without having to touch my one. So that'll go out and underneath the car. We'll have a look at that soon, but it's this part here which I'm just really in love with, the twin 40mm gates. Let's have a look down the side. And that is what it looks like down here. So we've got them coming from the headers. There's a couple of V-bands in there. I can get the right end there. A couple of V-bands in there. And we've got a couple of bellows. They come up to the gates, or they go up to the turbo, branching off to the gates. And then, as I said in a previous version, in New Zealand, to be road legal, you can't vent the wastegates into atmosphere. It needs to be plumbed back into the actual exhaust. So currently this has got the plumb back version on, So that's 2 of those pipes into a 2-inch pipe, and if you can see down there, we've got a V-band there, so I can disconnect it there when I want to, but it carries on up the path of where the factory up pipe goes. So if we have a look back up the top, that's that pipe down there that you can kind of see, and I've got another V-band there. So I will get a external version done, or more known as screamer pipes, where I can pull the plumb back off and pull it off from down the bottom, and also up there put a blanking pipe there, and then put my screamer pipes. Haven't figured out how we're going to do it yet, but we can put that on. So over the break I went and bought a new fuel pressure regulator. So this is the multi fuel pressure regulator from Radium, with the gauge on the front, and so Stix made a little nice tidy little bracket for that, nice and prominent. So how I will run my fuel lines, and I'll probably do it in another episode, but I'm going to feed it from, we're not going to use the standard lines, we're going to put 2 8 AN lines coming from the tank in return. They'll split off into 6s, hit each rail will return to the regulator here, and then it'll return back to the surge tank. And the other bracket he did was, if I just remove that intake for now, we'll get a better look at that other bracket that he's made. Okay, so now we can have a closer look at the this new bracket that he's made. So he's made new hinges for my alternator and a plate to hold my coil pack, which is nice and hidden, and it's under the legs of the intake. We didn't really know how we were going to create a tensioner on this thing, but this is what we've come up with. We did this a couple of days ago and it was raining and we were just over it. So we've got a plate, some round bar, and then this bracket is actually off a Mitsubishi GSR, but we've hacked it up a little bit, and the idea works. Thing we're not so sure about is, and we kind of knew this would happen, but just on the type of radius that this is on, yep, it can move up and down, but it's not actually tensioning the belt. So I might have to get a belt that will just fit, but even though we've got a tensioner on there, it's not actually tightening down. I think what we should have done was made this hinge system sit higher and the tensioner down here, and when we lift it up it would have pulled it away, making the belt tighter. But I'm not sure if you saw before, when you've got the throttle body in here, the drive-by wire, there's a little black box that sits on the side of it, and that's almost touching the alternator, so there's no way we could have made it higher. And it's probably not the perfect way to do it, but we're going to make it work anyway. So that's what's up the front here. If you're wondering what's going on with this turbo, the day I brought it home I had no headlight in, and it's been pouring down. There's a bit of a storm going on at the moment, and in 40 minutes they got wet, and that's what happened. So I need to get onto that and clean it up, maybe give it a blast and get it HPC coated. We're going to cover that with a turbo beanie anyway. And with this exhaust, it is a little bit close to stuff, so we didn't clean that pipe up at all, because I'm going to wrap it with some heat wrap as well, all the way down to the bottom there. But anyway, that's pretty much the front that he's done, and now we'll go check out the exhaust at the back. So being a 3.5 inch, it's a big pipe, and this car is pretty low in the top. That's how low the exhaust sits currently. which is pretty close. Not sure if you can see that. Oh, kind of see the big flexi over there. I should get a tape measure and actually measure how high that is. That little bulge on the other side is my power steering pump that I installed. It is still lower. I'm not actually sure. Back here it gets pretty low on the exhaust. And if you can see that V-band there, there's a V-band fitting there. There's no clamp on it at the moment. I'm not sure if you can see it. I'm going to pull the exhaust off anyway. But as I was pulling it off the trailer, dumb grills on the ramps and it broke my clamp, so I need a new one. And then it goes out into the adrenaline muffler, which looks like this. So I had to cut the bumper a little bit, and I'm not sure at this stage how I'm going to tidy that up, but last time my muffler came straight out so it could sit higher, but this time I wanted to do the Fast and Furious, put it on the angle thing, and I think it looks pretty sweet for what I'm wanting. And also if we look down, and you can kind of see the brand of the muffler just perfectly, so that's how much it sticks out, which is pretty perfect. It's on a good angle, stoked with it. So if we look at the diff, most people will know that especially on the GC8, usually the diff is the lowest part of the vehicle, and as you can see that muffler is coming lower than the diff. Can't really go higher. This point right here, we're at the lowest part. That's currently about, I don't know, 20 mils, maybe 30 mils below the axle or the CV shaft. So there's, yeah, we could go higher 10 mils, but no, it's a waste of time. So a lot of people are probably thinking that lowered life. It's bloody annoying actually. So what I'm going to do now is going to get the car up on jack stands. I need to start pulling some stuff off, so I'll pull the exhaust off so we can kind of look at the whole thing all in one. The original plan was, when I got the car back, was to yank everything out, sand the engine bay down so I can paint it, but I kind of forgot that I need to do some extra stuff to the engine bay before I do that. Like, got a big hole here that I need to weld a new plate in and sort that out, and we're also going to make some custom catch cans, and they need to be mounted, so I kind of want to do all that stuff first. That way when I paint it, I'm not drilling into the new paint, and yeah, you kind of get the picture. So what I'll do now is I'll get the car jacked up, pull the exhaust off, contemplating. I'll get under the car and I'll just do a quick video of all the pipes while the car's in the air. Might leave the turbo where it is, but I'll get that exhaust off anyway. And yeah, let's go and do that anyway. Okay, so we'll just get a better look at this. So there were the headers. So we carried on from here, V-bands, couple of bellows, and then up to the turbo. Look at those welds. Amazing. Amazing work, Stix. It's our pipe that goes up. Can I get a shot up there? Looks good. Good height. Beauty. Alright, here we are. Exhaust is fully off. Pulled it off in 3 pieces. Turbo end. Bungs. Where is the plumb back? That's where the... Just flip it over. That's where the plumb back goes. So I still need to make a blanking plate for when I want to do my screamer pipe. One flexi, otherwise pretty much just a straight pipe all the way to the big cannon on the end. Which just to give you a, that's how big my hand is. Now I'm no expert welder or anything. I don't know jack about welding, but I mean to me, these look awesome. So pretty much that whole pipe I'll probably wrap with heat wrap, all of that. Yeah, that's that off. And then now you can kind of see that that's the plumb back version. And the back of my rusty ass turbo now. So annoying. 40 minutes, 50 minutes of driving, did that. Okay, so that's it for this episode. There was a bit of time between this episode and the last one. Now I've got the car back and I've got a bit of gear. Hopefully I can at least do 1 video a week. So if you're keen to follow the journey, follow the build, see what I get up to, because ideas are changing nearly every week. Like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next episode. Peace.